Hey indie game fans! Horror games in general are not my thing, but I can certainly spot a promising one if I see it, and Yuppie Psycho is one such game. Playing as a new hire in a mega corporation, you are tasked with killing the witch, a supernatural entity that struck a deal with the company a long time ago to make the firm the success that it is today, but the witch has somehow returned to torment its employees. This highlights the flexibility of pixel art since it is used here to create horrific monstrosities and disturbing images. Still, excellent game based on the reception and highlights, quite literally, how bad a toxic workplace can be. The detail-rich Tales of the Neon Sea has you playing as a cop turned private investigator, once again called to action when a new murder case hints at the possible re-emergence of a serial killer from 13 years ago. The cyberpunk world is beautiful and fascinating, but do bear in mind that this plays something like an adventure game or a puzzle platformer. Micro Majors is an action platformer that somehow was made for the NES in 2019. Complete with physical cartridge and everything. Nostalgia done right, this has such a fantastic look that I really can't get enough of, but in terms of mechanics and design, it is quite a straightforward one of these.
Some 900 years ago, a young man, blind with desire, sought to defy the rules of Mother Nature.
Nothing can be done. Fate has chosen. I have seen the future as I gazed upon the looking glass.
Adventure games exploring multiple characters in different time periods is not a new thing, see Broken Age for example, but Guard Duty really manages to capture that LucasArts adventure game feel with impressively detailed pixel art which looks decidedly old school and not high-bit per se. As is the case with the genre, the puzzles will be a divisive point, but this does seem to be more on the logical side rather than the more obscure puzzles of the games in the 90s. The contrast of a medieval fantasy world with one set in the future and in space is pretty neat, with fully voiced dialogue and some impressive animations. Getting over it with Bennett Foddy sure threw the doors wide open to an audience, perhaps primed by Twitch, to be willing to check out games with intentionally awkward controls and the pain and rage that comes along with it. And Jump King is one such example. The controls are as simple as can be. Hold down the button to charge your jump, release it, and hope to land on the next platform. Of course, if you miss, it may be a long drop down to the bottom, and the game is punishing in that manner, but a worthy challenge nonetheless. The pixel art, perhaps, may be best described as functional, but there are some impressive backgrounds and details. Shakedown Hawaii is the sequel to Retro City Rampage and looks to explore the untaken path that the top-down GTA games would have taken if they did not go into 3D. While the first game was in 8-bit, the 16-bit look of this game is awesome, with a satirical take on capitalism and big business as you play as an aging corporate type and discover new ways to exploit the market, taking over companies through economic means or by force and shaking them down. Really well made and quite the fun experience.
Are you tired of working hard and plowing fields from dawn till dusk?
No, I'm a cat.
Have you had enough? Then become one of our respected heroes. Beat monsters, destroy evil, earn gold.
Or not.
I like casual management games, so Swag and Sorcery got my attention. In part developed by the team behind Graveyard Keeper and Punch Club, this has similar idle game mechanics as you recruit heroes and send them on adventures to gain resources, but as in the title, Swag is of utmost importance. You have to assemble outfits and send your characters to participate in fashion competitions, and there is even an overall story and hook about the king's advisor plotting to take over the kingdom.
Study magic and new technologies.
Sheep. Tricks.
Show your personality in a fashion contest.
They're all gonna die. I'm immortal, by the way.
And the most important thing, sparkle and shine and win.
Or lose. Yow. Cool game.
Blazing Beaks is a roguelite action game where you can play as a duck, parrot, chicken, platypus, and more, and has an adorable pixel art style and a colourful, vibrant world. The most interesting part of the design here is that it tries to exploit your greed, since killing enemies may cause them to drop items and artifacts, but these, initially, give you some sort of penalty, making the run more difficult until you get to a shop, where you can exchange all collected items for ones which actually have positive effects. Pretty fun in itself, but compared to the juggernauts in the genre like Gungeon and Isaac, this perhaps doesn't hold up as well, but pretty neat nonetheless.
Heroes from space throws worlds into panic.
They Came From the Sky is an arcade action game where you play as an alien UFO capturing the panicked citizens of the world in order to make a delicious human smoothie. I just love the simplicity of this title, from the color scheme and the game mechanics, and is a neat, small little game.
They came from the sky. Out now.
One thing had always nagged me about the mysterious inventor's tall tales. How on earth did he defeat the giant worm? I had barely even asked before he erupted into an answer.
Mechanic Miner is a free-form sandbox side-scrolling building game, so think Terraria, but with a focus on machines and vehicles. It is a little bit intimidating with the sheer number of components and the limitless designs of the vehicles that you can make, so this is certainly one to tinker around with. Released into early access, some people are lamenting the limited story campaign as well as some bugs encountered, but development seems to be going well, so keep an eye on this.
Of conquest, a ceiling-hugging attack carrier, a stupendous flailing sawblade octopus, an exploding tennis ball launcher. Mine the backhand, a door-wedged battle car with a knuckle duster made of spinning railguns. Not a single idea would be left unexplored, for his very survival depended on it. Although the potato car was probably a waste of time. So how did he slay the beast, you ask? Well, he never got round to telling us. You'll just have to use your imagination. Besides, it's only a story.
The super stylish arena action platformer Hell is Other Demons is so much fun. Can't emphasize this enough, but there are a number of weapons, upgrades and so on, with challenging bosses and optional objectives such as not using guns. Really sweet pixel art as well. For more of the best indie games, do check out the previous video or click on the recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.